What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. This is of course your favorite crypto enthusiast LL here, and today we're going to be taking a bit of an updated look into the top 10 most anticipated crypto based games. Now these games are not in any type of particular order in ranking. I kind of view them as kind of equal games, and also as always do your own research. This is not financial advice, and always get a second opinion from somewhere or someone. So our first game on the list is called Cypher. They have already released 2 different avatar collections on Ethereum, and these avatars are actually going to be playable inside the game, which is a combination of PvE modes and also PvP modes. It's a kind of like a MOBA-esque type of a game, what we can tell from the current gameplay clips that we have basically seen out of the game. And it's a very ambitious project. They have already a lot of funding. They recently released their own token known as the Cypher, and there's also going to be the 3rd collection launching probably somewhere down this year. And currently you are also able to get different types of airdrops, which are basically launched on Polygon side of things by holding these NFTs. So it's definitely not late to jump on board with Cypher. Now absolutely I love the art style of this, the NFTs and the game itself. It seems very high production value. The gameplay also looks pretty solid. So this is a group of a team who have worked on previous games and they know what to do. Also, they are building out this comic series, which is going to be bi-weekly release. The community have created a lot of cool things already. There's a lot of updates on Discord about the actual game development and progress, showing you models and all types of mock-ups of art and etc. And there's a lot of benefits that you can get by owning the NFTs. I believe there's going to be early access to the game and things like that, and it's going to be very probably very popular type of a game. MOBA style or these PvP style of games can get really popular really fast. It just remains to be seen whatever you can play the game without actually owning an NFT. But let's jump into the next project. We have a Big Time, which is actually from people who have worked at Epic Games, Blizzard, EA, and Riot Games. And this includes games like Fortnite, God of War, Call of Duty, Overwatch. And this is another game that is absolutely fantastic looking. It definitely fits into the AAA category, definitely could be considered as that. And it also has a very key unique art style, which I think it makes it differ from just traditional mainstream gaming alone. They are also going to be having another land sale happening, I believe end of April, so this is this month, and I already participated on the initial land sale, which does require you to go through a KYC if you want to access their land marketplace. Also, they do have NFTs released on OpenSea, where they are on Polygon chain, where you can buy like early access tickets, and these basically give access to the game early on, among other benefits. And it seems that the game is going to be launching on Binance Smart Chain and also on Polygon. So it's going to be some type of a EVM multi-chain style of a game, reminiscing more of a gameplay from the Dark Souls and kind of like a roguelite style of a game. So it's kind of niche in itself. Like these types of games are not like that many currently in production in blockchain space. So it's definitely kind of like catering to a very specific audience. Obviously Elden Ring and games like that are very popular, but it's still like in a lot of ways a very like combat heavy type of a game, and it's going to be very interesting to see how it will be panning out. But this is one of those games that I'm extremely bullish about. Next up, we have another game that seems to be, in a lot of ways it's very similar to Big Time, and this is called Moonray. Now, the interesting thing about Moonray is that initially I believe that they were trying to build on the Lightning Network on Bitcoin, and now it seems that they kind of have switched boards to Ethereum. And they also have this sort of like a action, not exactly Dark Souls-esque type of a gameplay, but something akin to that, a very unique and distinctive art style. Once again, I think they were having initially like a Kickstarter or something like that, or Steam Early Access, and now they're going for full blockchain adoption, and I think they have like very much grown ever since that they have done this sort of like a switch, and some of the things like these smaller game studios kind of need to consider in order to like get popular and get player base is through the blockchain, because that's going to be bringing a new player base. And obviously there's been a lot of questions about like, should games be only there to be for fun, or should they be also for like making money and things like that. And that's another philosophical question we might talk about in another video, but not now. And this is going to be built on Unreal Engine 5, and it's going to be on an Ethereum, and it's going to be like very PvP as type of a focus. They talk about being an expansive MMO type of a world. You can level your characters, your weapons, and trade your items on the Ethereum NFT marketplaces. I don't know if they're going to be planning to do a layer 2 solution or what exactly. It's going to be really hard to do microtransactions, or unless they do off-chain types of things. Who knows what they're exactly planning here. But Ethereum obviously has its problems, and I don't think anything will go better. Now there's going to be an open beta on Q3 this year, and Genesis NFT drop. There's going to be a closed alpha happening on Q2, and then there's going to be a land sale happening on Q4 for Moonray. So there's a lot of things to get into here. You're very early on. Now there's a bit of drama that some of the people like lost, including me, lost their whitelist positions on the Discord. I think that's still not solved out, but it's going to be interesting how Moonray will basically pan out. But I also am quite excited about this project and how it will be turning out. And next up we have Zoo Racers, which is by the Zookeeper project, which we have talked about briefly on the channel in the past. And basically Zookeeper is a yield farming project which exists on WANCHAIN, and they recently launched on Avalanche. In a lot of ways they are very chain agnostic, so I can assume that they are going to be releasing on multiple different EVM chains in the future. And with their upcoming game Zoo Racers, you're able to acquire these sort of like cars which you can race on, but they're also working on this sort of a battle royale form of a game mode inside this racing game that they are building out. So it's kind of doing something a bit more different from the traditional card racing. And it will be also your ability to basically bridge out these Zoo NFTs from one chain to another. So let's say you want to sell it on one chain, you can do that, or you can just bridge it over to Avalanche and sell the NFT there as well. So you have a multitude of these different opportunities here in terms of bridging your NFTs over, or just the Zoo token. And it seems like a very promising type of a project. The people who are working on the game itself, Yggdrasil Group, have done a lot of high tier animations for like Square Enix, for example, and among other very reputable companies. So I'm very excited for this, and I'm definitely going to be covering the game in the future on this channel. But let's move into our next project, which is called The Walking Dead Empire. So this is a very big IP, obviously, and there hasn't really been like that many like super interesting AAA like Walking Dead games, even though it's like pretty popular in the States and obviously outside of States. And this is a game that is hosted by Gala Games, which are like doing multitude of different games, and Walking Dead is one of their most recent reveals. And they actually had a land sale which I participated on, and you can get those land sales on OpenSea, and they currently exist on the Ethereum network. But I do also believe that there might be some Polygon based NFTs in the future through Gala. Depends on what is kind of their approach, or maybe they will do their own sidechain at this point. And The Walking Dead is kind of like a, I guess, Diablo style action game, which is filmed from the top bottom, and you can like own lands, and in these lands, if like zombies are killed, the landowners are getting like form of a bounty or cut from those earnings and the loot. And also you have like these crafting stations where you can like build your own NFTs. I guess these are gonna be like, baseball bats with needles on, which are going to do extra damage or something like that. So there are like multitude of different things that you can basically do inside the game. We have a couple of shots and footage of the game, not too much, but it seems like the base core gameplays there, or the engine itself, and it looks pretty good. It looks something that can run on lower end PCs, and if there's gonna be also like multiplayer support, this could be actually like really good. Not just as a Walking Dead game, but also as a crypto-based game, long as the tokenomics make sense. But it's definitely something that I'm actually like really interested to see. Whenever we're gonna get to play it, or the beta is gonna be happening, is anybody's guesses as right now. Next up, we have Star Atlas. This is the only game on the list which doesn't actually have gameplay trailer. They only have like a cinematic trailer, which looks very impressive, but those can always do, but the actual gameplay is where the bread and butter is. They have released their 2 tokens already, and you can actually earn the other token on their platform, where you can own your own ship and you can fuel it with different ingredients, and this will basically go farm you some of these tokens, and there's like inbuilt marketplace among other things already there. And all types of different events are also happening in the Star Atlas ecosystem. It's pretty extensive what they're building. It's going to be like an MMO, but it's going to be a long time until we're going to be seeing this game launching. And oh yeah, by the way, it's on Solana. And there's going to be like your own space stations, which can, I guess, accrue, dividends, and you can, I guess you can also invade other space stations and rob and things like that. So a lot of interesting factors what they're building out, and it's a very ambitious, very like high-end project which they're building. So it might be a long time until we're going to be getting to see some of that coming into fruition, but nonetheless, it's a very anticipated form of a game. This could be the next EVE Online times 10, because the crypto aspects are going to be bringing so much into it as well. Next up, we have another Solana-based game called Aurora, which is like a form of a combination between Pokemon and Diablo, I guess. So you have this sort of a like top-down, exploration in the world, and then you also have these like a tactics form of a hexagonal, fighting with the creatures inside the game, and then you even have some of these 2D scrolling effects which look like from a point-and-click adventure game. So this is like a vast type of a game where you can basically, it is a form of a Pokemon. I think that's why we would say it, but a bit different. And they already have done a lot of NFT launches. They have their own token, which is also stakeable. And there's going to be a land sale happening soon, so you're definitely not late to jump into the party and get invested on this game. This is just getting started, and I think everybody's still very, very early on this. And there's a lot of big investors like Alameda Research, Serum, Animoca Brands. A lot of big players are already involved in Aurora, so this is one of those games which is definitely sticking out to me as something kind of unique and something that could be very good. Now, it needs to be mentioned that yes, there are a lot of games which are kind of going through the Pokemon route. It's the most ideal, really, for NFTs. So it's hard to see like how much competition there's going to be between these types of games. But I think Aurora is such a high-level project, really, compared to the competition right now. So I'm pretty fairly certain it's going to be doing really rather nicely. Next up, we have ETHEREUM, which is probably another competitor for Aurora. This is going to be launched on Ethereum. They might be exploring some sidechain. Actually, yeah, they are going to be on the Immutable X sidechain, and this project is already coming out pretty nicely. They have their token released. There is going to be probably NFT release or a sale happening later down this year. This is not going to be as complex as Aurora, because this is going to be an auto battler. So you're going to be just capturing monsters in a very clean, very pretty looking open world. And through there, you can basically just, get these characters and put them on the battle, and you can wager with them in the arena, and you will be getting Ethereum rewards by doing so. So this is a very, very lucrative and could be very interesting game. It is done on Unreal Engine, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And it's going to be definitely one of those top 10 games that people are going to be going for definitely. And the token right now is also like kind of on a fair price, so compared to what it was at the top. So might be also a good, jam into buy. But something which I probably should have said in the beginning of this video, it's really hard to sometimes determine, is the token itself the better investment versus the NFT. And our second last game is called Phantom Galaxies, and this is a mecha style of a game. They did like a form of a giveaway. They gave free stuff for every people who like sign up with their email, and they were like, you know, just a lot of those NFTs were minted. And basically this is going to be, to my understanding, on Polygon, and these are like these mecha type of characters which can transform into spaceships, and you can do like, well, you just like space battles, and then there's like a, you know, inside space station where you're walking as a human, and there's also a storytelling aspect to this game. There's like 2 episodes out which kind of goes into a bit of the story and the lore about this thing. And this also looks like, from a gameplay point of view, one of the most fluid based games I've seen on blockchain so far, so this could be very, very fun. Hopefully not very repetitive, and it seems more PvE focused. I'm not sure if they're going to be exploring PvP in the future, and there's going to be a form of an NFT sale, and you know, you can do like your own guilds and explore the space. And there's going to be player-owned planets, and that's probably going to be happening Q1 according to their roadmap, which is kind of over now. So and there's going to be early access launch for the game on Q3 this year. So another one that I'm definitely keeping my eyes on. This could be truly a winner and can be very, very powerful. And Animonica Brands here once again behind this project. So let's see where it goes. And our last game is called Superior, and this is a relatively new release, or like a newly announced type of a game versus a lot of the other ones on the list. And this is also by Gala Games, and they are really pushing out a lot of games now, and that probably is going to be pumping their token price as well. And Superior is basically a roguelite type of game. It kind of reminds me of, you know, the Left 4 Dead, and basically you can like team up with your friends to battle these evil superhero bosses and their henchmen. And the art style is kind of reminiscent of the Borderlands, but not quite. And it seems like all the characters have different types of abilities, and it's like a third-person based shooter, and it has definitely like good art style which can appeal to masses. And the abilities also look very fun. And you can also get like a free NFT if you're actually a Gala Gold member. And I think inside the game you can collect weapons, which you can basically sell on the marketplace and things like that. And you can level up your characters and, you know, permanently customize them character in their skill trees and other things in the future. But this one also looks very promising visually. It seems to have a good concept here. But it's hard to say when we're going to be seeing any release or beta for this game right now. But that's pretty much my list. Hopefully you made it through the whole video, and I will be seeing you in the next video when that comes out. If you have any other games which I should have mentioned, leave them in the comments below. But I will be seeing you guys next very soon, so stay tuned for more by subscribing.